Hey, hardcore hog fans, Rick DeWeese coming to you. Welcome to Prediction Thursday. I'm joined by my co-host, George Waddell. What's up, buddy?
It's just as big a week for me as Christmas. It's Beat Texas week. And so all
You
my
love,
energy, all my energy has been that this week. So yeah.
you love Beat Texas Week. I love it. Hey, we're joined by a special guest. Unfortunately, he had the correct score to last week's game. Another great friend of mine for 40 years, probably. Jack Otton, what's up, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Excellent. We're glad to have you. Can't wait to hear hey, you're one of the biggest Razorback fans I know, so I can't wait to hear what we got going on here.
Yeah.
Hey, George, let's kick right into it, buddy. I think I'll start with you because it is your Christmas week, and I'll move to me from there, and then I'll kick it to Jack last on the prediction. But since it's your Christmas, I'm going to send it to you first.
Thanks for this special honor, Rick, because this is the one thing to me that could make up for all the losses. And I've said it before, we could lose every single game and beat Texas, and it's been a successful season in my mind. So this is the one shot at redemption. This is that miracle on 34th Street. This is Christmas gift for all Christmas gifts. And that's why I'm going OG. I'm going old school 42-11 Arkansas.
Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. Well, whatever you do, don't get your tongue stuck to the light pole on that score, pal. that's that's a bit egregious, they may say. But hey, look, I'll take it next, and I'll be pretty simple. We'll explain a little bit here further, but I've kind of been watching this defense a little bit since Petrino picked up. I know he's over right now, but his defense has improved along the way. I'm going to go Hogs 31, Texas 28.
Wow.
Let's go. Jack, what do you think, buddy? I know
Uh,
you got a good score.
well, yeah, I had a good score last week, but I was on the wrong side of it. And the only reason I did that is I was hoping maybe it'd be a little bit contrarian and we'd actually win the game. So, unfortunately, this goes against every grain of my hog being, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with the terrible burnt orange. And I'm going to say 35-21.
Okay, so see, we've got another Lang Whitman on our hands here,
Yeah,
George.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Sorry.
we got another guy that thinks common sense
I
beats
mean, there's
being a hog
yeah,
fan.
that's right. That's right. I mean, if the Hogs do any worse this year, George, we'll be out of a show.
Hey, I've got a perfect record the last 8 games. So my record is absolutely perfect. I am 0 for 8.
Well, my record's absolutely perfect too. And you know what else is perfect about our record? We have picked the Hogs every single time.
Yep, and they have
And it fails
perfectly
us.
undone everything we've predicted. Yeah, it's been
Hey, if you look
disappointing.
at it in the last 8 games or 7 games, take Notre Dame out of the mix. I mean, I think we're talking about a total of 11 points here that we've been beat by.
Yeah.
It's nuts how we can seem to get all the way down there and lose the football game. I talked to a buddy of mine who's an accountant the other day, and he's a statistics guy. And he said, Rick, let me tell you this. He goes, my brain is broken. There is no way that the Hogs can lose that many times in a row within a 1-score zone. He said that the statistics don't match. The law of average doesn't match. So I'm a pretty big fan of our chances against Texas here, is that maybe we pull out something big or big enough to kind of correct the stats of the world and win this ball game. What do you think?
Well, like I was saying, I think that the Texas game, if you can't get up for the Texas game, then you don't have a Razorback football team. If they don't understand the importance of this to now, yeah, it's almost like We are those seasoned fans that remember the good old days when we would play Texas in the Southwest Conference. And that's who we are, because most people, even the generation behind us, only remember the SEC. And I've said it a dozen times. It's like playing in a bowl game every week in the SEC compared to what it
Mm-hmm.
was in the Southwest Conference. And so when you build up, the biggest game of the year is Texas, and every single year you lose, they cheated.
There's no other way they could win. They had to cheat.
Yes. So will that will sway you a little bit. It will affect you. There's no therapy that has been paid for.
I did see an interview with Steve Sarkeesian, and he said that, this is a long time rivaled game. It's the first time that we've played in their stadium, I think in 14 years. I could be wrong on that, but pretty long time. First time we've been there. And he was very adamant about don't sleep on the Razorbacks. Do not sleep on the Razorbacks. He's the one that brought up the fact that we've lost our last 7 games by a combined 11 points or something like that. This guy knows don't sleep on the Razorbacks. And I think he respects the offense of Bobby Petrino. Now, look, their defense, as of late, has been pretty decent. I'll give them a little bit of credit. But their defense is not fantastic. I think they're a little bit overranked from where they should be, because just 3 weeks ago, they were freaking 10th in the SEC. Now they're top 20 in the country. So maybe they made some corrections. Maybe they didn't. I know they got some good defensive tackles, but Georgia handled them like a bunch of cupcakes on defense last week. And Georgia's offense is certainly not any better than Bobby Petrino's offense, or at least I'll give it a good fair shot that they're pretty equal. So that offensive coordinator is not calling any better shots than Petrino is. So, Jack, what do you think, bud?
Well, it's hard to tell because the thing that I keep going back to is our defense. It's so hard for them to stop anyone. And we have a tendency to make average and or even backup quarterbacks look good. You can go down the list.
Heisman Trophy winners. We said that last week.
You go down the list. I mean, we got Trinidad Chambliss, right, from Ole Miss. He had his coming out party against us. He's turned out to be the real deal, though, right? He's been good. But then you got the kid Kamario Taylor from Mississippi State. He comes in when Shapen goes out, lights us up for a big bomb touchdown, runs all over us. Van Buren from LSU, backup. He has a good game. Daniels comes in for Auburn when they benched what's his name, Arnold, and he leads them to 23-3 in the second half, lose to Auburn at home. And then the Notre Dame quarterback had his best game of the year against us. So, unfortunately, we might make Arch Manning look like the Heisman candidate that he was preseason. That's what I'm afraid of. But to your point, the defense has played better. A lot of bend but don't break, but they've got to get pressure on the quarterback. They've got to disrupt Arch Manning in the backfield. They've got to get in there somehow, some way, and disrupt him. He can't let him just sit back there and pick us apart in the zone and throw over the middle, dink and dunk us. And they sure as heck can't let him run on us. They got to spy.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I've said it all year long. Our defensive line is just absolutely terrible. And if you don't get any pressure with the defensive line, it all backfiddles from there. It affects your linebackers. It affects your defensive backs. I mean, it affects your defensive play calling. I mean,
yeah.
everything you can imagine.
And then
Well,
I'll tell you who the
Rick,
shining Quincy Rhodes.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Jack.
Quincy Rhodes can play. That kid can
Yeah.
play.
Oh, yeah. He's next level. He's going to the next level for sure.
One of the things that I think we're starting to see is when we switched over from that 4-3 front to the 3-4. We recognized that we didn't have the players on the inside to play that 4 front. And so now I think that we've got it established. Now I think you can stunt with some of these really fast linebackers coming from one of the 4 spots, just depending on the pressure. Problem is you're gambling. And if you don't have a safety that can fill those spots when it's coming up like that, you can get beat deep, or one missed tackle and you're in the backfield. So
That brings up two good points. I mean, if you've got a defense like Ohio State, I think they're number one or somebody, one of those is, if you got a great defense like that and you're a defensive coordinator, man, you're calling any stunt package you want with complete confidence, knowing that that's is going to be an all-star call no matter what. It makes your job easy. But when you're an Arkansas defensive coordinator and you're making these calls, George, you hit it on the head. You're gambling, and it ain't with house money. I mean, you're making a call and you're going to take one of those corners or that outside linebacker in or whatever you're doing on a blitz, and it could be detrimental. It could be touchdown time.
yeah,
So I hate that.
Jack, how many times in the history of you watching Razorback football have you felt better about 3rd and 4 than you do about 3rd and 9 or 12? It
Yeah.
seems like if it's 3rd and long, we give it up. And
Yeah.
it's ancestral. It's not just this year.
Yeah, and it goes back to the Chad Morris days. And unfortunately, I hate to go back there, but that's kind of what it reminds me of a little bit, because we couldn't stop anybody, but we were completely undersized. We were very young, very undisciplined. But this team, they're trying. They haven't given up. They haven't let go of the rope yet, which is good. And they're working hard. They're trying, and they've only lost games 1, 2, 3 points is pretty amazing when you think about just how many chunk plays they give up. The thing that I noticed recently, though, is they haven't given up the big plays, the big bombs, the deep balls. And I think they're doing a better job of keeping things in front of them, which is good.
Yeah, I agree. One of the things about the Razorback defense as well is our defensive backs, as much as people want to complain about this, they're not terrible. These are big, these are well-sized guys. And you're right, we haven't given up the huge play. We have given up some good size, where it's complete by a mile. But here's the thing in these days, you can go out and buy a defense. You couldn't do that 5 years ago. So today, you can go buy a defense, just like we bought an offensive line. And I guess we ran out of money when it came time to buy the defense. But you can go out next year and you can pretty much guarantee, if you spend the right amount of money, you can buy yourself a defensive line. That's really all we need is the line and a couple of linebackers. But
And
that can be done. Yeah, we're not terrible. I think we had the wrong defense going at the very beginning. Now we've changed things around a little bit, but I'm proud of how they've been playing in the last few games. They have given up less points than expected. So that's a great sign.
the only other thing I'd say is the depth, right? Depth on the defense. When I was seeing a lot of the shuffling in the last couple of games, they're playing a bunch of guys who didn't play at the beginning of the year, because I'm like, who's that? What number is that? Who's this guy? But
Yeah.
but they're playing. But at least those guys are contributing, and they're getting the starters some breathers.
Well, he's kind of in a position where he has to do that. I mean,
That
if you're not getting the job done, don't rinse and repeat and wish for a different outcome. Throw somebody else in there. I mean, these kids are college football players.
right?
They've worked all their life to get here. They've practiced their ass off all during the spring, and they're ready to play or should be ready to play, or they shouldn't be on the team. So
Exactly.
you got to give them their time.
They're getting paid to play now, so
Yeah.
there's a lot more to it, a lot more pressure to perform, I would imagine. So it's it's a different game, but that's why I think segue coming, insert here, that we need a younger coach that understands what this new NIL era brings with it, because I think that's really important to create a model that we can follow for years, because it's here to stay.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You segued perfectly because I was headed right into that new coaching search thing. If you guys have been keeping up with the coaching fiasco, the funny part, the good and the bad part about being Arkansas is you got LSU, Auburn, and Florida looking for coaches, right?
Hmm.
And Arkansas, if all things go wrong, we at least have Bobby Petrino, right? We can rest our laurels on that. Florida is having a hell of a time. I mean, Florida thought they were going to go out there and get John Summerall out of Tulane, and then the word got out that they were going to interview him, and Tulane put the kibosh on that, and so he canceled his trip to Florida. Well, then, Florida thinks they're going to lure Lane Kiffin with $83 million. That ain't going to happen. And then then the wishful thinking comes in. Oh, we'll just go get Drinkowich from Missouri. That ain't going to happen. So Florida is in a freaking pickle. I'm going to tell you that. Florida is going to end up definitely with a third or fourth string coach that is a young up and comer, unproven, probably a coordinator of some sort from somewhere that nobody knows. And hopefully, I wish them well. But I think they're going to get the ones that get the big dunk on this deal. LSU, they're chasing the same people. And then by the time you get down to us, I mean, we're all chasing the same coaches in a roundabout way. But the one thing we have that they don't is we have a backup. We've got Petrino, which I think will do fine. He's still my pick. Now, I am big on the John Summerall deal. He is a great young coach. I would love to have John Summerall. But as we talked about last week, and Lang Whitman said it the best, Alex Golish out of South Florida is probably my number one freaking pick ever. But here's the deal. He's got a lot of people chasing him. So we'll see how that works out. But I mean, you can have a wish list like it's Christmas, and you may want the $500 skateboard, and at the end of the day, your mom buys you the $50 skateboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get disappointed as a kid. So I'm trying to stay away from this coaching thing as much as I can, because as much as I want the John Summerall or the Alex Golish, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, going, don't be disappointed, Rick, because Christmas you may get the $50 skateboard.
Right.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but if you get the $50 skateboard, that means you get the Evel Knievel guy too. Remember those?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
so she had to save money on the skateboard so she could get you the coolest trick on.
Yeah, so we're going to get a terrible coach so we can have a defensive line. I'll go for that, I guess. I don't know.
Well, no, it's a balance. It's like that
Yeah.
movie. It's like that movie with Brad Pitt where they have to do analytics for a baseball team for the Oakland A's.
Oh, that's Moneyball, baby. Moneyball. Let's go.
Yeah, I couldn't bring it.
Let's
man.
go.
But that's a great movie. But I mean, those are the kind of things that you're going to have to do and be creative, because I don't think Arkansas in and of itself is, for 90% of the people out there, is a destination job. And a destination job is like Georgia, is like Notre Dame, or it should have been Notre Dame, except that idiot left to go to LSU. It should be LSU, but nobody can seem to stick there. Alabama, that's a destination job. USC, I would think, is, those are jobs that if you get those jobs, you're never even going to think of going somewhere else. Oklahoma,
Well,
that's why they were so mad.
Right. I'll tell you this, and I bet Jack's going to bring it up because I'm going to toss it to him. But, another one of my young picks that I really, really, really like is Rhett Lashley. But just to hitchhike on what you were saying, George, it's kind of a destination job for him because he is an Arkansan and he played for the Hogs. So he's kind of in my mind, a decent enough candidate. I'd love to have him. He's done a fantastic job. So anyway, Jack, I'm tossing it to you. I'm sure you're chomping at the bit to input on the coaching situation.
Well, it's as the old ball coach used to say, it's talking season in the summer, but it sure seems like it's talking season right now with all the coach speak, with all the coaching carousel out there. But I'm with you on Golish. That's the one name that I keep going back to. But here's the thing that we have an advantage over that other people don't, is that his wife is from Greenwood.
Yes, I know.
She comes here like once a month for work. So there's your tie-in, that whether that's enough to lure him here or not, don't know. But he's a young guy.
Well, her family's season ticket holders as well.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Young guy. He's come up through the ranks. He was under Heupel, learned under him. So yeah, I think he's as good as anybody else. It's in that younger, up and coming, mid-major type coach. But heck, he's got him competing for that spot in the playoffs, depending on how well they do. So, but I mean, you go down the list, there's him, there's Eric Morris from North Texas. There's a guy, G.J. Kinney from Texas State. There's a lot of young guys out there that I think would be chomping at the bit to get in the SEC. And, it's hard because we don't have, like you said, we don't have a recruiting base. It's not like you can go into Arkansas and find 10 5-stars every year in football. Just not here. Go down to Louisiana, Mississippi, take your pick. But then you've also got everybody and their dog coming after them. So it's a unique situation. I just hope they get someone who's got a lot of fire in them, who can coach these kids up a little bit, even in the NIL era when it seems like more and more these relationships or the whole college football is becoming transactional versus relationships. And interesting to see who's a good fit, who can kind of do a little bit, do it all. And that's hard because these guys, these coaches, they got so much that they have to do, so many balls they have to keep in the air. It's a challenge, but you know what? That's what Hunter gets paid to do, and hopefully he'll come up with the right pick.
Well, you hit the nail on the head with it's transactional versus relationship. I mean, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was coaches sitting down in the family bedroom going, look at our facilities. Your child visited, look at our workout room, look at all. It was a relationship business. Now you're just like, okay, what LSU offer you? I'm going to
Yeah,
offer you an extra $100,000. So it is totally transactional. So the recruiting has changed a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I think whoever your coach is going to have a lot of impact, just like Calipari being the basketball coach.
right.
I think it's going to have a lot of impact of like, I was coached by Calipari, and there is a little bit that has to do. He made me better for the next level. But you got to remember in college football these days, for 90% of these kids, this is the most money they'll ever make. Their pro contract, if they go, won't be as good, number one. And number two, they better show up and play like a pro in the pros if they want their contract to be better than what they have now.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's become a transactional business, and you got to have a coach that understands that and knows how to play that game.
Yeah.
Well, and then on top of that, and I can tell you this from experience living other places, Arkansas is a unique place. Everything in Arkansas is about the Razorbacks. We can be Arkansas State fans, we can be UCA fans, any other, but anything Arkansas, and we're fans. Now you go to Texas and you may not want to wear your Aggie jersey, or because there's so much other malfeasance out there in Texas.
Yeah,
Everybody.
TCU,
Yeah,
Baylor, all the rest of them.
but
Right.
then they're also competing with pro sports too. And the same in LA is like,
Oh,
yeah, you got USC. I mean, I went to a UCLA game versus Penn State, and there
nobody
was
there.
nobody there. It was, I mean, it was maybe half full. So, and the fact that we have like radio programs that talk nothing but Razorback sports. I mean, it's an appetite this time of the year. So that part of Arkansas sports, that innate, that you cannot substitute it anywhere else. Maybe Nebraska, but still, Nebraska is on the fringe of even being a populated state. You don't even. I think I think they have 1 million people in that state. No offense to all my Nebraska friends, but it's like that
Yeah.
because we've got to find a way of leveraging that market, because you can make just concentrating on that sub market. You're not gonna be on the mayonnaise commercial in the Super Bowl, but you might be on somebody's car lot, for whatever. And it's part of learning to be a celebrity, be a person that's earned the right to play for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Well, we have such a, I don't know the best way to put it. We have a high dollar Razorback Foundation membership. Is that the best way to put it? With Walmart, Tyson, Hunt, the rest of them. There's no reason that we can't have a lot of money head that direction. And I don't know what all it entails when they invest a lot of money in the football program. And I'm sure it's not to promote their business. It's pretty much just give away money. But at the end of the day, we've got plenty of money that we could have. I think we just need to attract the right talent and have these folks spend it. I mean, look, 20 years ago, they spent $400-something million expanding Razorback Stadium, and they named it Reynolds Razorback Stadiums. The money is out there. I just think Hunter's got to find a way to get these folks to spend it. And it's going to be the billionaires that spend it. I mean, he missed out on the whatever you want to call the progressive part. And we're kind of catching up now where you have every fan out there contribute $50 or whatever to the collective. But, and that money goes to pay. So you can crowdsource some money. But at the end of the day, I think it comes from the big boosters to kind of kickstart this thing. And once you do that, I think your crowdsourcing will come right behind it.
Yeah, it's similar just to any other fundraising, in my opinion. You need a rainmaker. You need somebody that cause that can get behind it. And then once everybody sees, oh, this person's committed, then they may follow. Even if it's $5, $15, $25 at a time, it still adds up. But you need that rainmaker to start that process. And that's the one thing I don't think that we've had, at least not on the football side. Basketball side, we have. John Tyson steps up, drops a lot of money in there, and voila, we have John Calipari.
That's exactly right. So,
Jack, I think you're the man for the job. I think you should be the rainmaker. I see that as perhaps your destination.
Well,
hey, he's up there in Northwest Arkansas. He sees all the money.
Yeah, but I don't problem there. Well, if I had it, I'd write. Yeah, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd write the check and say, all right, go get us a good coach.
Yeah. So okay, that's a good question. If you had the money, who would be your coach? You could have any coach, and who would be your number one coach? Jesus gave you one wish.
Nick Saban, but that
I love it. That's a great pick.
Easy answer, right? If you could have anybody that would come, and money was no object, you put Saban in, because guess what? You would sell every single ticket to every single game, regardless of how bad or good they were. And it would,
that's right.
And it would generate all the excitement, and you could probably charge whatever you wanted per ticket. So,
and can you think about a Saban and Calipari pair, and even put him, even triple it up with Dave Van Horn, who is a badass on his own.
Yeah,
you'd have the trifecta of coaches.
Hey, back in 2014 or 15, I remember saying this and I said, think about this. We've got Mike Anderson, Brett Bielema, and Dave Van Horn. Those are three really good coaches.
Yeah, you were saying that. And imagine saying Saban, Calipari, and Dave Van Horn.
Right. Now you've taken Mount Rushmore level, right?
That's right. No doubt about it. That's awesome.
Well, I tell you what, the basketball team struggled last night. I didn't get to watch any of it, but the last couple of games, I guess they kind of haven't been living up to expectations, but that's typical, right?
Hey, I watched the whole game last night, and it was a struggle. And those kids from Winthrop, I'm telling you, they were draining 3-pointers like they were layups, dude. They had to have been over 50%. I think they made more than 15 3-pointers. They were on fire, and that's just one of those things. When you catch fire, you catch fire. But here's the difference. This is a good point. This is the difference in the Hog basketball team and the Hog football team. The Hog basketball team knows how to win. The Hog football team does not know how to win. And we saw that when we played Mississippi State. Mississippi State doesn't know how to win either. That was just nothing but a football game that the fucking clock runs out, and all of a sudden there's going to be a winner. It's like musical freaking chairs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Neither team knew how to win. It's just like, oh, the clock's going to run out. Are you the winner? You're the winner. Okay.
We got to go
The
home.
Basketball team got busy last night, and they knew how to win, and they put it to them at the end. Lord, it was good.
They were down 5 points with 1:15 left and won.
I know.
And won.
Wow.
I know.
That, exactly. I thought the exact same thing this morning. I was like, that team found a way to win. And
they found a way to win. And they, listen, Calipari knows how to win. That's the difference.
Yeah. And that's the difference. They don't know how to win. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong, that they can get off the schneid this weekend. I really hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong too, because there's not much there's not much to look forward to after this.
No. What are you talking about, George? We got the Battle Line rivalry.
Well,
Yeah, come on. We got Missouri back. I'll be there tailgating. Let's go. Jack's got a good tailgate too.
George is all excited. Look at him. He can't withstand. He can't keep all the excitement for the Battle Line rivalry.
Yeah, let's beat Texas 42
All right,
to
boys.
11.
Can I show you something?
We've reached
let's do it.
Oh yeah, hey, show. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, yeah.
That's
baby.
so.
Old
That's
school.
Did that appear in the Arkansas Gazette?
It may have, but this is a sign that I've had since I was 11 years old. You can notice it's Lou Holtz.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. What does it say? T-bone anyone? I love it.
Yeah. T-bone anyone, lose. They're carving up the Longhorn.
So you got that in 1979?
Yep. And I was at that game. Rock beat them 17-14.
17-14. Ish Ordonez.
Yep. I remember that game. I don't remember much about the game, but I remember at the end how crazy the crowd was going and everyone was jumping up and down. You could feel the bleachers rocking. And I never experienced anything like that as a 11-year-old.
That was in Little Rock, right? Was it Little Rock? Yeah.
It was.
And so that was probably, I mean, the 42 to 11 game.
That's
81. That's hard to top when number one Texas comes in. We're lowly Razorback. We're coming off a terrible season, and lo and behold, we beat Texas 42 to 11. I got a T-shirt. I got a picture of me in a T-shirt. It says the date, the place, and the score. And I wish I still had that T-shirt.
I don't know where it is. It's here somewhere, but I still have the bumper sticker. It has 42 to 11, but I don't know if you remember this, but Donnie Little, I think it was the quarterback or running back for Texas. They had just beaten Oklahoma, I think, the week before, and he said, "You ain't seen nothing yet." And then that next week, they came to Fayetteville and we beat the living crap out of them. And on that bumper sticker, it says 42 to 11, and it says, "Donnie Little, you ain't seen nothing yet."
That's fantastic.
What was it about Texas?
On the TV.
Yeah.
See, I didn't move here till 1983, so
yeah, this was 8.
I wasn't up to speed on that yet.
You were indoctrinated.
I was not a Hog fan until 1983.
83 is when you got dunked.
Yeah,
you got dunked.
I jumped right in. I was feet first, right into being a Hog fan.
Yeah, because you were getting into high school, and so everybody else in your high school was Hog fan, and so you definitely. Well, you've made your mark on Hog fandom.
Well, up until that point, being from Memphis, Tennessee, I was Ole Miss fan. I mean, I was 100% going to go to Ole Miss. I mean, everybody from Memphis went to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And I moved to Little Rock and jumped in feet first, being a Hog fan. It was all the whole anybody talked about. I'm like, okay, I like this. Let's go.
I like it. I don't want to be contrary.
That's right. No, I had a good time enjoying it. So
anyway, you're not competing with any other school here in the state. I mean, yeah, there's A-State fans, but even in Alabama, they've got 2 schools that compete. Even Mississippi, they got 2 schools that compete. Arkansas doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that Arkansas and Texas played in the very first game of the century?
And I did not know that.
In 2000.
Oh, 2000.
The Cotton Bowl 2000. They played in the first game of the millennia.
Yeah.
Was that
Cedric Cobbs.
That was Cotton Bowl 2000. Because I remember thinking, if the whole Y2K thing blows up and I miss the Razorback game, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Yeah, because it was the first kickoff of I think it was
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Y2K. I was like, Y2K better not be no technical difficulties.
Everybody else is worried about their computer crashing, and George is worried about seeing the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah. I was worried about civilization as it exists. I was like, it's going to be a meltdown, Y2K, all this. Though. I was like, my fucking Cotton Bowl better be on ESPN.
Baby.
We killed them.
Yeah, we did. We beat
like
that
20
shit. Yeah, I think I won $800 that day.
Nice.
Well, hey, that was huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Especially on our salary back in the day.
Yeah, that was a house payment.
All right, boys, we'll cut it off here soon.
All right.
We got
Hey,
George.
great.
Hey, the reason we got to cut it off, George still has to edit this thing down to 30 minutes, and I figured the further we go, the more data he has to deal with. And bless his heart, he lives in California. He wakes up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun.
Hey,
It's a lot of
Jack,
fun.
whatever
I get a
you
lot
do,
of.
leave your app open, because what we just recorded was recorded on your phone, and now it's constantly uploading.
Okay.